it's obviously been a couple weeks, but Russell Westbrook was signed by the Denver Nuggets, and I want to talk about it because Russell Westbrook signed a 2-year deal for $6.8 million, and apparently Nikola Jokic was one of the biggest driving forces to making sure Russell Westbrook was signed by the Denver Nuggets. So it's awesome to see when a big time superstar level player tells an organization, "Hey, I want this said player. Let's go and get him," and the organization makes it happen. Makes it happen. Boom. That is a chef's kiss storyline right there. And listen, I grew up an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, and I grew myself into being a Kevin Durant fan. Like, I kind of just follow where Kevin Durant goes. But I really have a soft spot in my heart for Russell Westbrook because I grew up being an Oklahoma City Thunder fan when Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook were both at the peak of their powers in Oklahoma City. And when I saw Westbrook, he was just always a fearless competitor. You know, he was a daring, tough shot maker. And look, there were many times where Russell Westbrook would chuck up threes and chuck up some of these tough shots, and he would just miss badly. But when he made those tough shots, it was a beauty to watch. And it was just really impressive, you know. And sometimes in Oklahoma City, when Kevin Durant was being passive and didn't seem to want to be the alpha, Russell Westbrook said, "Hey, I'll gladly be the alpha tonight, Kevin. I'll take us home." And Russell would kind of lead Oklahoma City in ways Kevin Durant, for whatever reason, didn't want to lead Oklahoma City. You know, I will say it's not even close to me between Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook from a basketball perspective. I think Kevin Durant has by far and away had the better career. But it was great to see Russell Westbrook and Durant both at the peak of their physical primes playing together. And I think Russell Westbrook was a little bit underrated. And sadly, I think what happened in Oklahoma City was Westbrook became so good, it was almost like he became a solo act, and Kevin was already the ultimate elite level superstar, arguably best player in the world, maybe not named LeBron James when he was in Oklahoma City. And then at one point, I think Kevin Durant even became the best player in the NBA after he left Oklahoma City. It's like these two players are so good, it's almost like their skill sets clash a little bit. It's like, do you want more Westbrook? Do you want more Durant? I think Oklahoma City made a mistake empowering Westbrook and not allowing Kevin Durant to take more shots in Oklahoma City. But I don't know. I mean, that's something that we have to think about. But I think Russell was incredible at his peak. A great all-time MVP season that he had, averaging a triple-double for that season. I think that his time with Kevin Durant in Oklahoma City, where he was the second best player on that team, is a little bit underrated. Like, the story of Russell Westbrook has gotten very rocky. I even think that his time with the Houston Rockets with James Harden, I would have liked to have seen them play together a little bit longer. It was really fun to watch. I think that team could have been a lot better if Westbrook had played longer with Harden, you know? And so I say all that to say this. Russell Westbrook has had an incredible career where he was the league MVP at one point. Now he's kind of well past his prime, not the same player anymore. He's now kind of a journeyman type guy, a guy that you hope to be your sixth man, you know, that comes off the bench, provides energy, heart, grit, determination. I am rooting for Russell Westbrook to win a championship with the Denver Nuggets. And if Russell Westbrook wins a championship with the Denver Nuggets, he has the right to say, "I have 100% completed the game of basketball." When it comes to Russell Westbrook, I think that he can finish his career very similar to a guy like Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd and Russell Westbrook both, at the peak of their powers, were undisputed top 3 point guards in the league that were making really great plays for their teammates, you know, assisting guys. You know, Russell Westbrook is obviously a better scorer than Jason Kidd, but Jason Kidd could score when he needed to. But at the peak of their powers, top 3 point guards in the league, first team All-NBA guys that never quite were able to get over the hump and win a championship as the number one option. Jason Kidd obviously came a lot closer than Russell Westbrook did. Westbrook had a chance with Kevin Durant where he was the second best player on the team and, you know, obviously didn't really have a lot of success being the solo act, undisputed number one option. But he had some of the greatest statistical seasons of all time, even though he didn't necessarily win a lot. But the similarities between Russell Westbrook and Jason Kidd was, at the peak of their powers, some of the best players in the game of basketball. Then later on in their career, assuming Russell Westbrook can win a championship, maybe with the Denver Nuggets, Jason Kidd later on in his career was able to contribute to winning despite being a much lesser version of himself. He was a foxhole guy, a guy that held together the Dallas Mavericks locker room, brought energy and firepower to that team coming off the bench and even starting at times. And he was a big contributing factor to the Dallas Mavericks upsetting the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals and winning the championship that year, where Dirk Nowitzki took down the super team Miami Heat led by LeBron James. Westbrook could be in a situation where he could finish his career in a similar light. And I think Russell Westbrook would get a lot of praise because the book on Westbrook is unbelievable solo act, unbelievable statistics, but not the most winning player compared to his peers. Fair or unfair, that's some of the narratives about Russell Westbrook. Whether they're true or not true, that is some of the things that are being said about him. But if Westbrook, as a lesser version of himself, can contribute to winning basketball and be a part of a championship winning team, it'd be huge for his legacy. And he would be ultimately completing the ultimate basketball journey. He was a great college player, a league MVP, at his best in the NBA, and could potentially ride off into the sunset, winning an NBA championship. I really, truly hope Russell Westbrook wins a championship with the Denver Nuggets. I believe he can do it because right now, to me, Nikola Jokic is arguably the best player in basketball. Denver has a winning culture. Now, the danger when it comes to Russell Westbrook and the Denver Nuggets potentially winning a championship, being led by Nikola Jokic, is it seems like Denver, their championship window is getting a little bit smaller as we speak today because they just lost Bruce Brown last offseason. They just lost KCP this offseason. And we even saw in these past playoffs, they relied much, much more on Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic than they did the year they won the championship over the Miami Heat. So it's a lot more Jokic and Murray dependent. And it seemed like Westbrook was kind of a last-second Hail Mary that they were able to convert. And listen, who knows? Maybe Westbrook's not a great fit for the Denver Nuggets. But only time will tell. And I think that Russell Westbrook is a great fit for him specifically. I think he'll thrive in Denver. And he will bring some of that dog to that Denver Nuggets team that I think that they're missing a little bit. Because I think that they got punched in the mouth by Minnesota. They let one potentially get away from them last year. And I think that Russ Westbrook will bring fire, energy, defense, rebounding, scoring. He'll be a little bit of a do-it-all type of guy for Denver. As long as he can just channel the best version of himself in that potential sixth man of the year role, then I think Westbrook can be a part of a championship winning team with the Denver Nuggets. I hope that he wins a championship in Denver. I'm rooting to see it. We'll see how it goes. Well, folks, that's pretty much all I have today. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Ghiman McKinney. Have a God bless day. Stay safe, everyone. And I'm Ghost.